words have changed the world.
Hello, and welcome back to the world of assassination and the subscriber contracts. And today's contract, New York Mayhem, set in New York, and the contract ID is up on the screen now for anyone who wishes to have a crack at it, and has been supplied to us today courtesy of GTA Girl 478. So on to our briefing, and there isn't one, so we'll just say that our targets today have been rather naughty and they need to be punished. So speaking of targets today, we have 5 of them. All must be eliminated whilst wearing our suit. 2 with the machete whose name I cannot pronounce, 1 with an explosive device, 1 in an accident explosion, and 1 in a falling object accident. We have to not change disguise, only eliminate our targets, and we cannot be recorded as our objectives. So for today's challenge, we will be starting at the default location. We're going to have our machete stored up in the janitor's closet, and we're going to be bringing with us a breaching charge, our ever trusty lockpick, and a silenced pistol. So right from the start and off the bat, we are going to have to make our way into the bank and avoid a couple of cameras, one just to our right there and one just to our left here, and around to our right, and we can vault over the banisters here, and we're going to head down into the IT department first of all. We're going to do a little bit of legwork before we actually start. So down the stairs, once we're over the banisters, into the IT department, avoiding another camera. We're going to grab the tranquilizer gun from here just in case we need it. We're going to lockpick our way into the server room, and then we're going to throw the fuse box on the right into shutdown mode. That's going to get the attention of one of the security guards in the vault, and we are going to wait for his arrival in the crate here. So when he arrives, we can get out of our crate. We're going to render him unconscious, and we're going to grab the key card that he drops and his gun, basically everything that he drops, and we're going to hide him in the crate we were hiding in. So there we go. So we're going to make our way now into the vault area. So we're going to scoot back through the IT department. We're just going to take out the camera up on the corner there. First of all, we're going to lockpick our way into the storage room here, and we're going to retrieve a propane cylinder. That will come in handy a bit later on. So from here, we're going to go through the deposit section and into the vault area. In here, we're going to have to be very careful. So first things first, that camera up on the wall has to go. There is another one around the corner. Now this one is the trickier of the two. So as you can see, the guards can't quite see us, but the guard who is our target does get close to it. And when we shoot this camera here, he can sometimes get suspicious and come and investigate. So just be aware that we may have to run when he comes around. Luckily enough, this time round, we didn't alert him, so we can make our way straight around the corner, lockpick the cabinet on the wall and retrieve the chloroform. We're going to add that chloroform to the ventilation system, and then we're going to go back to the security room and turn on the air conditioning. And that's going to render everyone in the room unconscious, and once they're all out for the count, we can turn off the air conditioning, make our way into the security room, take out the surveillance system. We're going to grab our target here and drag him back out the way we came in, and we are going to blow him up with our breaching charge. This is the explosive device kill. So we're just going to drag him right over by the crate here, select our breaching charge, get it placed as close to his head as possible, move a safe distance, and then trigger the explosive. So that's one target taken care of. We could leave him there, but we're not going to risk it. So we'll dump him in the handily provided canvas closet or crate, and we can now retrieve our propane cylinder from the other side of the office and make our way upstairs. So next up, we're going to go and retrieve our machete. I can't pronounce the name of it, I'm not even sure how to. On the way there, we're going to grab this briefcase and we're going to eliminate our next target. So as we go up the stairs here, we're just going to stop on this landing, drop our propane cylinder, and select the gun we've collected, and we're going to place that just on the floor about here. And there is our target, as you can see. We're then going to take the briefcase we've collected and throw that just up on the stairs there, and select our silenced pistol. So the briefcase will get the attention of our target, who will come down to investigate, and once he's halfway down the stairs, he will spot that gun, and when he goes in to take that gun away, we can then drop the chandelier that's directly above him on his head. There we go. So we're going to collect up our propane cylinder once again and make our way up the stairs to the first floor, and this is where the majority of our kills will now take place. So there is our next target, but we're not going to come for him just yet. So we're going to wait for him to move over to the balcony edge, and he will have his back to us, and we can then make our way past him. And we need to take out Mr. Jackson and his guard. Not exactly a bodyguard, it's more guarding that he doesn't do something stupid. So he's just drinking from his bottle of water. As you can see, we have a couple of targets in the area. So when Mr. Jackson turns around and walks off, the guard will turn to face him, and we can then make our way into the janitor's closet and retrieve our goodies. We can also get rid of Mr. Jackson and his guard while we're here. They will get in the way otherwise. So once they've turned away, we can go into the janitor's closet. We're going to retrieve our machete and grab the briefcase and the crowbar. The more melee items we have, the better. So we're going to throw the briefcase over into the corner of the room once we've opened the door. That will get the attention of the guard, and when he comes in to investigate, we can quietly render him unconscious and hide him in the closet provided. There we go, that's a nice snug fit. There's room for one more in there actually. So we're going to pick up his gun. We don't want to leave anything lying around, and we're just going to rinse and repeat the exact same procedure to bring in Mr. Jackson. So briefcase into the corner of the room with the door open. That will get Mr. Jackson's attention, and when he comes in, we can close the door, render him unconscious, and deposit him back with his guard. So that's this area now secured and ours. So make sure we've picked up everything we've brought with us, including the propane cylinder. And we're now going to place that propane cylinder. So we're just going to keep an eye out for I think it's Mr. Man or Fabian. So we're just going to throw our propane cylinder straight down the center of the corridor here. We'll come back for that later on. Next up, we're going to remove the guard from the balcony where our janitor target is. So I'm just hanging right back here at the moment and waiting for the janitor to move over to the balcony edge so that we don't trigger a conversation between Ruby Red, the reporter downstairs, and one of her fans, which we have now done. So we are on a timer. So the janitor will spot the gun we've just dropped near his water puddle. He will get the guard will come and take that gun away, and he will come past us, and we can then remove him from the equation. Now the whole time that we're doing this, there is a conversation playing out down in the lobby area, and when that conversation finishes, a phone call conversation will ensue, and when that conversation finishes, our next target will move into position, and we need to be in position before them. So when the guard comes past with the gun, we're just going to grab one of the guns he drops, hide him in the janitor's closet, and then immediately make our way to the recreation room. Again, checking whether Fabian is around. We're just going to drop this spare gun here. That will slow down Frank, our final target, because he will walk past this room while we're taking out another target. If you're quick enough and you place your propane cylinder correctly, you can get them both in quick succession. I'm playing it safe, and I'm going to play the long game. So the phone conversation that Ruby Red is having should now have finished, and our next target will be making their way into the recreation room, and when they do, we can close the door behind them, and then you can see on the minimap Officer Frank is coming down the corridor as we speak. So we have some trouble with this door, it doesn't like to close. But eventually we get the door closed. We can then jab our target with our machete for a melee machete kill. And we're then going to hide her in the closet provided, just as Officer Frank has found our dropped weapon, and he's now going to take that away. So he's going to be gone for a short while. So we're going to take that opportunity to now move on to the janitor. So what we're going to do, once again, we're just going to wait by the doors here. Have we got a melee weapon? We do have a crowbar. So instead of waiting, we're going to rush things up a little bit, and we're going to take the crowbar and throw it over by the rear wall. That will get the target's attention, and when he comes over to investigate, we can run up behind him and slice him with our machete without anybody else noticing. I think someone may have actually heard that, so we are going to hide his body. If you do it while he's mopping or he's near the balcony's edge, you do run the risk of being spotted, so you do want to lure him away from the edge towards the rear wall. So we have one more target to go. We're just going to grab the keys that he drops for our exit, which is those red doors right in front of us. So at this point, as you can see, we have just missed Officer Frank once again. So we are going to wait right here. As you can see, there is Mr. Fabian Mann just moving around in the security room above us. He will come down these stairs at some point, which is why we are hanging back and waiting for Officer Frank. Just double checking Mann isn't coming back. So Officer Frank, once he has finished tying his shoes at the end of the corridor, he will make his way down said corridor towards us, and all we have to do is line up our shot with the propane cylinder, and when he gets nice and level with it, we can blow it up. So there we go, that is all of our targets now dealt with. There is Officer Frank, 2 days from retirement, possibly even his last day before retirement, unfortunately for him. So we're just going to make our way straight through the maintenance exit and off into the sunset. So we have confirmation all of our targets have been eliminated according to plan, and we have met all of our objectives. So I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.